Good evening, everybody. I'm Fictional Crystals, and the gems aren't the only aliens. Gems have been colonizing planets for thousands of years, long before they even had their eyes on Earth. They are a highly advanced race. They know the ins and outs of space travel. Humans have been in contact with gems for roughly 6,000 years. As far as we know, gems were the first and only aliens humans have ever met. But what about for gems? When they came to Earth over 6,000 years ago, were the inhabitants of Earth the first and only aliens gems ever met? I don't think they were. Gems have existed for ages. They've been around long enough to create extremely advanced technology. They are able to do this to a planet and travel faster than light. They also don't age. With the amount of space travel they do and the amount of planets they invade and how long they've been around, the chances of them not having met any other aliens is low. When gems came to Earth, most of them disregarded humans. They didn't care what would happen with the life on Earth. They just continued with their progress, which would have eventually killed much of Earth's life. They weren't fazed by this one bit. If that was the first time they'd ever met aliens, you'd have thought they'd been at least a little bit excited. If you're meeting an alien species for the first time, and if they were peaceful, you'd want to talk to them, find out how their society works. But the gems didn't. To them, it was just another planet to take over, and was filled with a bunch of organics.
Organic life.
That's another thing, gems aren't organic. Gems are made, not born. They were never babies. They don't have parents.
Gems don't have dads!
They're practically artificial intelligence. Whoever the first gems were had to have been created by another species. Creating a gem takes a long time and a lot of technology. You have to choose a good location for a kindergarten, make sure all the holes are evenly spaced, suck up all the good stuff from the ground, use these injectors, and other complicated stuff that takes hundreds of years. If this process isn't perfect, the gem could end up defective. A supercomputer's sexless, ageless rock species isn't something that happens naturally. The creators of the original gems had to have been another species, and that species would have likely had to have been organic. Another reason why Earth's inhabitants aren't the first organic species they've met. Then there is the cluster. Why does HomeWorld need it? Up until recently, they thought the crystal gems were gone. They may be upset that Pink Diamond died on Earth, but there are other ways to destroy the planet than getting an unstable forced fusion of shards that takes thousands of years to emerge to make the planet explode. HomeWorld is all about efficiency, and that is not an efficient way of destroying a planet. Besides, Earth has very valuable resources that they desperately need.
I don't care about potential and resources.
Resources are dwindling on HomeWorld. They can't make gems like they used to.
I understand that they're upset about Pink Diamond's death, but why get rid of the planet she died on the way they're doing? The cluster is a weapon, but a weapon for what? Like I said before, up until recently, the Diamonds didn't know the crystal gems were still around. The war was over. They didn't need to fight the crystal gems anymore. They already used one big lost weapon against them. Also, if the cluster emerged and destroyed the Earth, what would they do with it? They'd just have a random giant forced fusion waiting around. For a species that's all about putting things to use, that is not useful. It'd be a waste. What's the point of going through that trouble to destroy a planet, which could be destroyed in much quicker ways? It seems as if they have something bigger planned for it. A weapon not just to use on Earth, but also on another alien race. Killing two birds with one stone. In the song What's the Use of Feeling Blue, Yellow Diamond says to make a plan of attack.
Let's make a plan of attack.
But what's the plan of attack for? They don't see the crystal gems as a threat anymore. They know there are still some crystal gems on Earth, but they haven't made a big deal out of it. Maybe the plan of attack isn't for the crystal gems then. Earthlings and gems aren't alone. In the Steven universe, there are other species from different planets. One of those species could be the gems creators. But anyway, thanks for watching, cause that will be all.